The universe isn't just out there, it's interacting with you. Claim your power by embracing the unknown. This is Tracy with Tracy Talks, and I'm here to ignite your curiosity. Don't just listen, embrace it. Have you all heard the Maya Angelou quote? When we know better, we do better. The negative self-talk has to go. We aren't broken, we aren't damaged, and we aren't flawed. None of us got an operating manual when we came into this world. We didn't know who we were. We didn't know what we wanted. We didn't know how to communicate. We didn't know how we needed to be loved. We have had to figure out all of these things about ourselves. We aren't all on the same path. We don't learn at the same rates. We have experiences show up in our life, hopefully for us to learn more about ourselves, develop our sense of self in a richer way. And it drives me absolutely crazy when I hear someone saying, am I damaged? I'm broken. No, you're not. When I look back on my marriage and in the end how dysfunctional it felt, and I look at that version of me, and then I compare it to the version that I am now. Those are two very different versions of me. And when I was in that marriage and when I was going through that, I certainly didn't know myself to the extent that I do now. And so I don't look and think, man, I'm damaged. I look and think, wow, look how far I've come. Look what I have learned about myself. I celebrate how much I've grown. But I don't get mad at myself for not knowing back then what I know now. Because we don't have this manual. Like when I have a relationship situation come up in my life right now, I don't have a Tracy manual. I don't have this manual that says, say these things, do these things, respond in these ways. We don't have those tools. And sometimes we just have to say something and learn from how did that land? How did that person respond? What did I feel inside of me when I said those things? Because none of us have this toolbox that tells us how we specifically need to show up in the world. Why are we not being kind to ourselves? And that's why that Maya Angelou quote is so important. We didn't know better back then. We did what we could do based on what we knew. We acted in a way based on what we knew of ourselves, of the situation, of the world. And how can we love ourselves even more? When I look back to those versions of me, I have more compassion, more sympathy, more understanding. I want to take that version of myself, wrap my arms around them and say, I love you. I love you for continuing to wake up every day and try to do better. I love you for you having determination. I love you for continuing to want to grow and be a better person. And I know it's hard right now. I know it feels hard right now. And I'm sorry. We have to be kinder to ourselves. We have to be loving to ourselves. In a world that's already so harsh, we have to be the ones that loves ourselves first. I've done this thing in the past where, I try to get into the other person's mind, like, why are they acting like this? Why are they doing this? Why? And you know what? It really doesn't matter. Because we're never going to know why somebody is behaving the way that they do. The most important thing is, what am I going to do when I am faced with a situation, a relationship, a job, somewhere where I'm continually being criticized, I'm continually being silenced, where I'm continually being put down. And we can all view that in different ways. I see that now as those were people that really wanted to keep me small, keep me in a specific version for whatever reason, and everybody has different reasons. Or that job where there was a lot of friction between the supervisor and myself and what was actually happening there, and the power games and the dynamics, and I wasn't going to be able to be the fullest version of myself. And I don't get frustrated with myself for not seeing it sooner. But when I do see the situation and I do see the power struggles and the dynamics, that's the moment when I have to realize that I know better now. I know this situation isn't the best for me. I know that it's time for me to grow. The next step isn't always clear in that moment when we realize that. But again, we have to be kind with ourselves. We have to be loving. We have to trust that when we know that next step, and are you someone that trusts that things are going to work out in your favor? Are you someone that trusts that you can take that step and it's leading you wherever you're supposed to be going? There's times where I have been frustrated with my overall path. And when we compare ourselves to somebody else, we can easily get in this mode of criticizing ourselves because we don't progress in life at the same rates. Difficult for some of us who are in our midlife, in our 50s, and feels like we're still trying to figure things out. And we see people who have been in successful relationships for 20-something years, and we start to compare ourselves like, well, they could do it, and why couldn't I? Or why, what's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with any of us. And we have to see ourselves as this unique individual. We are all on our own timeline. We cannot be compared to anyone. No one else has walked in your shoes. No one else truly understands your experience, why you make the choices that you do, and how can you celebrate this time right now where you have the opportunity to learn every day, to know yourself more every single day. Be kind to who you are. Be kind to that version of you who was just trying to figure things out and was just trying to get through this thing called life. What is that? Prince song? In a world where everybody seems to be a critic, why not you be your own cheerleader? Wake up every day, look in the mirror, tell yourself that you're awesome, I love you, you're amazing, and walk out the door knowing you are right at that perfect place where you're supposed to be. You haven't missed anything. And if somebody else doesn't understand, maybe it's time to find a group who truly does support you. Thank you for listening to this episode of Tracy Talks. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe, and share with others who would enjoy listening to this podcast. Friends can find Tracy Talks available on iTunes, Spotify, Substack, and YouTube. Hit me up on Instagram and Facebook at More Tracy Talks. And until next time, we meet again.